is to come up with a plan that's within reason and that the student body can live with. The important thing is to go out and talk to each and every single one of you. What do you want? Ensuring what you want is heard at the Nevada system of higher education level, with the Board of Regents, with the administration, getting ideas from you. We have 13,000 people here on this campus. I'm sure with our combined heads here, we can come up with a viable solution that is for our benefit, but also for the entire benefit of the Nevada system of higher education. And also going and looking at the other institutions within the Nevada system of higher education and seeing how they're able to cope with what's happening to their institutions and using best practices across the entire board within the Nevada system of higher education.
Mr. Jose?
Could you repeat the question for me?
The question is, what's your stance on tuition and fees, and how do you represent that belief to the Board of Regents?
Well, I would definitely, I'm sure all of us want to keep tuition and fees as low as we can. I think initially what I would do is really work with Provost Johnson and Dr. Glick to make sure that within the certain departments, within each college, we can make sure that there is student voice. So if you have something dire you want to say to the provost, you can just say this is my major, this is why it should be kept, and that's it. I think if we had those individual stories, we can really decide what would be best for the students. So really the first thing is involving student input and what gets cut on our campus. And then with the Board of Regents, it starts with you. Yeah, whatever you guys want should be brought to the Board of Regents. As I was saying, everything should come from the students.
Mr. Styler?
Again, this is something that I think the three of us all agree on. We want to keep tuition as low and manageable for students as possible. And in working with the regents, what we're going to have to do is make sure the student voices are heard and student concerns are heard and why those fees and tuition need to stay low. Tuition's gone up roughly 28% over the last 2 years, and unfortunately with the way the state legislature looks right now, it's going to continue to go up. But we need to make sure that we are doing it in a manageable way for the students, and that if certain student services like the Math and Writing Center are lost, that we work with the regents to, if willed by the students, institute different kinds of fees, etc., to try to make sure that students are still getting the basic services that they need.
Mr. Camp, your 30-second response.
Yes, we want to keep tuition and fees as low as possible, wherever those tuition and fees may come from. Dan Klaish, Chancellor Klaish, I can't remember what the name of the fee was, exponential, maybe even something else, it's probably exponential. That you're going to get a fee per each class there for you. That's a possibility that we're looking into, and I don't believe that the student body, so I personally as a person, wouldn't want that type of fee to go in there. It should be fair and equitable when we're looking at the raise of tuition.
Mr. Jose?
I think this is a perfect example on why students should be voting. You guys are here because you guys are involved, but on the ballot there will be a question, a referendum on student fees, a $5 fee for the Fine Arts Department and a $25 fee for the Math and Writing Center. So I would say just encourage students to go vote because these things are on the line. These could potentially be going to the Board of Regents. It's up to us. And if we want these services back, then we all need to band together to get them back.
Time. Mr. Styler?
One of the other things that I'd really like to point out is that as the ASUN president, and again, as Charlie Jose mentioned, being a facilitator, we need to make sure that we're working with the Student Senate to ensure that they're working with individual colleges to discuss what kind of cuts may be made and what kind of services may be lost within individual colleges. Because we're talking about the grand scale when we talk about raising tuition, but in a lot of different areas, we're going to need to look at individual colleges and programs in order to decide what may have to stay or go.
All right, thank you, John. My next question is a bit of a hot topic and a bit of a flashback. If some of us may remember back to October, November of this last year, where the proposal called Joint Vision was rolled out, and has earned an equal amount of spurn as much as equal amount of praise from campus officials, students, and pretty much everyone else alike. The main topic of contention was the famous $75 fee, which gained a lot of publicity or notoriety, whether you like it or not. The point of the matter is, though, it was a point of vision instituted by the president, or current President Eli Riley, as a way to look to the future and proposing a campus that exists in 2017. My question to each and every one of the candidates, which I believe starts with Mr. Jose, is If you had to start Joint Vision 2020, actually, what is your position or opinion on Joint Vision 2017? Starting with Mr. Jose.
I have a quick question. Is there going to be a follow-up question to this?
Yes.
Or is that the okay?
That's your 2-minute question.
Okay. Well, Joint Vision 2017. I thought it was a great idea. Pretty much what it was about was campus unity, working in residential life and being a center at the same time. So working with ASUN, I could really see that there wasn't really any collaboration, and that's what Joint Vision really strove to break, was people working together for a common cause. Right now, campus departments are going at different things, going at the same things pretty much in different directions, and what this document did was really pull everyone together. What I didn't agree with was lumping the fees together, and so I'm glad the Student Senate really split them up into different components, like the Fine Arts fee, the Math and Writing Center fee, and then the Student Activities fee, which isn't on the ballot. But I just think the vision should be separate from the fee. And at this current time, there was a fee incorporated with it that would give money to student activities. At this time, I don't think we should be paying more money for a separate student activities fee. ASUN works with an over $1.5 million budget already, and if the student activities department is going to be taking on all these things like campus programming and homecoming that ASUN won't be doing anymore, there's going to be a ton of money left over that ASUN can decide what to do. And so I think we pay enough right now that we can split it up somehow, but that is my stance on Joint Vision.
Mr. Stecker? I completely agree with Joint Vision in the fact that it's looking to the future. We as students need to be planning more than just past our own graduation, and that's what Joint Vision really did. In terms of the actual fee structure, I personally will be voting for both of the fees that are going to be on the ballot. I do, however, think that there was not enough student input and not enough collaboration when the Joint Vision and the fee proposal was actually first brought up. Had there been more student input, I think it might have come out a little bit differently, but I think that the proper avenue for approving or not approving these fees is through sending it to referendum and letting the students vote. And if there are any other fees that end up on the ballot, including the student activities fee, I believe that they should be on the ballot. Students should get the opportunity to vote.
Mr. Kim.
Joint Vision 2017 is a great idea, but I believe it was poorly executed. How many of you have read this? Could I get a show of hands? From front to back. Okay, that's not enough. We need 100. I see your lights went up. I would hope so. And that's the thing, is we really, when we get to issues like these, this is very drastic changes that are going to be made in here, and they're for the long term. And that's a great way to look at this institution and at ASUN. We have to look at not what's going to happen next year, but 10 years down the road. We have. I don't get 2 minutes.
No, this is 2 minutes.
Question.
Okay.
No problem.
Lost my train of thought. So on that, we have several other departments. I know Shannon Ellis has her executive summary and her 10-year plan, which some of this is aligned with it. And that's a great thing, is combining everything in here. That $5 fee, Fine Arts fee, originated from Joint Vision. The $25 Academic Success Center fee also originated from here. The other one didn't make it to our ballot. There needs to be more open discussion. We also have to look at the institutional organizational changes that will be going on. Once we take on funding a benefit like Fine Arts and the Academic Success Center, which incorporates the Writing Center, the Math Center, and our Tutoring Center, 10 years, 20 years down the road, is that something that the administration is going to help us out with again when we get into a financial crunch? How is that going to change the organizational change within ASUN and working with administration? Plus, Joint Vision separated ASUN and student activities. There's some interesting arguments in there, but again, it's more deliberation that we need to get each student's feedback on and see what they want to hear and see what they want for a change. Not give us one way down, but have the communication from y'all and the grassroots up.
And I think it's Mr. Stettler, we have Mr. Rose's 30-second response.
All right, and I do agree that we do need to be thinking long-term, and we need to have a vision, but a good vision needs to be well thought out. We need a good foundation if we want to be strong for the future. I think the joint vision document, just to add on there, this could have been a document that took a year or two to draft, not expedited like it was.